Hello everyone! Welcome back to Learn English Through Stories. Today, we're going to talk about Adolf Hitler. This story is not about promoting any ideas, but about learning history and improving your English listening skills. Learning about history helps us understand the world better. And practicing English through stories like this will help you expand your vocabulary and comprehension. Whether you're a beginner or an intermediate learner, this video will guide you through key events in Hitler's life while helping you improve your English. Now, let's dive into Adolf Hitler's story and learn some important lessons from history. Are you ready? Let's begin. Before we start, I want to remind you that this story is for educational purposes only. We're focusing on the facts of history so we can learn from them. Understanding history helps us avoid repeating the same mistakes in the future. This video is also perfect for English learners because it uses simple words and clear sentences. By the end of this video, you'll have learned new vocabulary, improved your listening skills, and gained knowledge about one of the most significant figures in history. So, let's get started with Adolf Hitler's early life and see how his journey began. Adolf Hitler was born on April 20, 1889, in a small town called Braunau am Inn in Austria-Hungary. His family was not very rich, but they lived comfortably. Adolf was the fourth child in his family, and his father, Alois Hitler, worked as a customs official. His mother, Clara Hitler, was a kind and caring woman who loved her children deeply. As a child, Adolf loved art and dreamed of becoming a painter. He spent hours drawing pictures and imagining himself as a famous artist. But his journey was not easy. When he was young, Adolf faced rejection. He applied to an art school in Vienna twice, but both times he was rejected. This made him very sad and angry. After the rejections, Adolf moved to Vienna. There, he lived a hard life. He worked small jobs like painting postcards and shoveling snow to earn money. During this time, he spent a lot of time reading books about politics and history. These books shaped his thinking and influenced his future decisions. One of the books Adolf read was about German nationalism. It talked about how Germany should be strong and united. Adolf liked these ideas and started believing that Germany needed a leader who could bring the country together. But life in Vienna was not easy for Adolf. He often felt lonely and struggled to make friends. Despite these challenges, he never stopped dreaming of a better future. How did Adolf go from being a struggling artist to becoming a powerful leader? Let's find out. After World War I, Germany was in trouble. The war had ended in 1918, and the country was left in ruins. Many people were poor, hungry, and angry. They blamed their leaders for losing the war and signing the Treaty of Versailles, which punished Germany severely. Adolf Hitler saw this as a chance to rise to power. He joined a small political group called the German Workers' Party. At first, the party had only a few members, but Adolf quickly became one of its leaders. He was a good speaker and knew how to inspire people. Hitler used his speeches to gain followers by promising to make Germany strong again. He told people that Germany could become a great nation once more if they followed him. He also blamed certain groups, like Jewish people, for Germany's problems. These ideas were wrong and dangerous, but many people believed him because they were desperate for change. In 1923, Hitler tried to take over the government in an event called the Beer Hall Putsch. He gathered a group of supporters and marched through Munich, hoping to start a revolution. But the attempt failed, and Hitler was arrested. During his time in prison, Hitler wrote a book called Mein Kampf, which means My Struggle in German. In this book, he shared his beliefs and plans for Germany. He talked about creating a strong, unified Germany and spreading his ideas to other countries. After his release from prison, Hitler continued to grow his influence. He worked hard to rebuild the Nazi Party and gain more followers. By the early 1930s, the Nazi Party had become one of the largest political groups in Germany. In 1933, Adolf Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany. This was the beginning of his rule, and he quickly took control of the country. How did Hitler use his power to change Germany? Let's see. By 1933, Hitler had become the leader of Germany. He quickly took control of the government and started making aggressive decisions. One of his first actions was to ban all other political parties in Germany. This meant that only the Nazi Party was allowed to exist, and Hitler had complete control over the country. Hitler also began rebuilding Germany's military, even though the Treaty of Versailles had forbidden it. He wanted to make Germany strong again and believed that war was necessary to achieve this goal. In 1939, Hitler invaded Poland, which started World War II. His actions caused millions of deaths and suffering around the world. Hitler's regime was also responsible for the Holocaust, during which millions of innocent people, including Jews, Romani people, and others, were killed. As the war went on, things got worse for Hitler. By 1944, Allied forces, including the United States, the Soviet Union, and the United Kingdom, were closing in on Germany. Hitler's army was losing battles, and his plans were falling apart. In April 1945, Allied forces surrounded Berlin. Knowing he had lost, Hitler ended his life in a bunker beneath the city. Shortly after, Germany surrendered, and World War II came to an end. But what lessons can we learn from this dark chapter in history? Let's reflect on its impact. Adolf Hitler's story teaches us the dangers of hatred and unchecked power. It shows us why it's important to promote peace, tolerance, and understanding in our world. For English learners, this story helps you practice new words like propaganda, dictatorship, and Holocaust. These are important terms when talking about history. History is a teacher. By learning about the past, we can work toward a better future. So, what lessons do you take away from this story? Share your thoughts in the comments below.